Hi dear fans, friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening show yet again. And today we are looking at two things. One is right now rain has stopped play as far as the third day's play goes here at North Sound in Antigua, where West Indies are 175 for no loss. But the good thing is that Chris Gayle has gone to a century. So on his comeback into Test matches, Chris Gayle has scored a century. I will talk about that later. And also, in fact, West Indies are putting up a good reply. 175 for no loss currently. This opening pair has been unseparated since yesterday when New Zealand were all out for 351. It's a really stern reply that West Indies are being giving. And Chris Gayle is just going from strength to strength right now. Not out on. I will tell you exactly when I go for the scores there. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a brief preview of the Sri Lanka versus Sri Lanka versus India. Tomorrow is the third one-day international match. As you know, the series is level at 1-1, and what one is looking at is that both the teams are really evenly matched, and it looks to be a real even contest coming out. But tomorrow it's going to be played at the Premadasa Stadium in Colombo, where one reckons that there will be high-scoring matches, and India probably has a good record over there. And one thing in favor of India would be the wind wouldn't be a factor as was in Hambantota. Sri Lanka are more familiar with that. So that is something which is going for India. Now looking at the Indian team, well, as I said, it's going to be a very brief preview. Virendra Sehwag and Gautam Gambhir. Sehwag is in some good form. Gautam Gambhir also the other day couldn't get much support from his other partners. Otherwise, he played a good hand there. Virat Kohli looking good in the first match, but in the second one-day match he was out early. Dhoni, Rohit Sharma has been a question mark. He has been failing time and again, and whether he should be dropped or whether Manoj Tiwari should be given a place. So that's what the news is going on. Suresh Raina, always a very good one-day specialist. Irfan Pathan, well, he has to still. He has to show the ability both with the bat and the ball. Ravichandran Ashwin is a good spinner. The bowling, Umesh Yadav needs to perk it up as far as bowling is concerned because he's been leaking a lot of runs. Pragyan Ojha, there hangs a question mark over his fitness. One hopes he's fit. And Zahir Khan, as you know, is a prime strike ball of India. Now, as far as Sri Lanka were concerned, Sri Lanka, Dilshan and Upal Taranga, they put up a good opening partnership, so that is good news for Sri Lanka. And then those war horses, Kumar Sangakkara, Mahela Jayawardene and Dinesh Chandimal, a very rare talent from Sri Lanka, is a very good stroke maker. And Lairo Thirimani will be playing. Probably Sri Lanka is going to hang on to their same side that they played in the second one-day international. And then those all-rounders for Sri Lanka who really strengthened the team no end. Angelo Matthews and Thisara Pereira, both of them very good athletes, very good batsmen, very good bowling, and also superb fielders. Isru Udana didn't have a very good debut, sprayed the ball in all directions. Whether he has learnt a lesson, one has to wait and watch. Probably it would be because Hambantota there was very windy, but Colombo would not be so windy. And then Lasith Malinga, the old war horse for Sri Lanka, bowling many a time, and he knows what to bowl. And Rangana had a very experienced left-arm spinner. Now, what is going to be very interesting to see is that there's going to be short boundaries. So probably we are going to have a game where we are going to see a lot of runs being scored. So that is going to be something which is the key. So whoever wins the toss probably would have an advantage. Well, so let's look at now I take you down to the match. So tomorrow there's the third one-day international between Sri Lanka and India starting in Premadasa Stadium. Right now, what has happened is, as far as the play in North Sound, Antigua is concerned, the play has been halted right now due to rain after Gayle scored a ton. As I'm just giving you the live. Well, right now we just see the match has just resumed, and the second ball after the resumption, probably second or third ball, Chris Gayle has dispatched this for his 14th boundary. So Chris Gayle now has 14 boundaries and 3 sixes in a score of 114 not out of 14 deliveries, and Kieron Powell giving him admirable support. He has a very good technique, and he also plays some perfect strokes there. Kieron Powell, he has been looking very impressive right from the time he came yesterday to bat, and Kieron Powell giving him admirable support, not out on 63. This opening pair unseparated right now. West Indies are really giving a hard time to New Zealand. New Zealand all out for 351 yesterday, and West Indies right now 180 for no loss, resuming at their overnight probably 151, 173 probably, or 170, I wouldn't know, but 180 for no loss currently. Now we will have a brief look at the scorecard, and I will also take you live there. As you know, yesterday New Zealand from overnight 233 for 4, they were all out for 351. As far as batting was concerned, it was Bracewell who did all the scoring there by thrashing 39 of 31 balls with 5 fours and 2 sixes. And what he showed there was a clean hit of the ball. He was hitting the ball clean as a whistle, a very clean striker of the ball, definitely has the makings of a very good all-rounder, could also be used as a pinch hitter in one-day internationals. That's what I felt after seeing him bat yesterday. The way he was dispatching the balls, whether it is Rampal or Sammy, used to dispatch them for sixes. The spinners were hit with absolutely equal ease, and 39 of 31 balls was his contribution. Other than that, Vettori made 17, Van Wyk, the wicketkeeper, 11, Brownlee made 23 and 351, and Sunil Narine had a 5-wicket bag there, his first 5-wicket haul in Test cricket, 43 overs, 9 maidens, 132 runs and 5 wickets, and 2 wickets each to Rampal and Roche, and 1 wicket to Darren Sammy. So, and as far as West Indies reply were concerned, well, as I said, they played superbly, and yesterday we saw the debut for Neil Wagner. In fact, Chris Gayle, yesterday was making his comeback into the Test matches after 2010, and what a fashion he started. He started off with 4 boundaries on the bowling of Chris Martin, who was dispatched through the offside consistently for boundaries. 4 boundaries were hit by Chris Gayle, and Kieran Powell was showing lots of impeccable defense there, and he was playing very well. He was leaving the, he was choosing the right ball to leave, but I would like to talk about Neil Wagner. Now Neil Wagner, as you know, was making his debut, the left-arm pace bowler. If one recalls the days of New Zealand, the last time I saw a left-arm pace bowler operate for New Zealand was Gary Troop. I do remember he was a good bowler. He was along with Hadley and all the other bowlers, Snedden. I do remember that. And in fact, Neil Wagner had probably would have had a good debut if he had taken that wicket when Chris Gayle slashed hard and the catch was dropped. Probably Neil Wagner could have got his first Test wicket, but couldn't. But well, as you know, Chris Gayle, if at all one catch is dropped off his, he really makes everyone pay for it, and that's what he precisely did. Currently not out on 116, and Neil Wagner, after looking at him making his debut, a lot of things have been told about him. He was looking very promising. I was bowling with lots of pace, and what was good about Neil Wagner is I see a lot of aggression, and a fast bowler needs aggression, and that's what I saw in Neil Wagner yesterday. He was absolutely aggressive. He was talking to Chris Gayle, even though he was bowling to such a great batsman like Chris Gayle. He was really talking to him. Every time psychologically riling up the batsman, but Chris Gayle was not interested. But Neil Wagner, I think he has a lot of aggression in him, and that is something very good. That a fast bowler definitely needs to have lots of aggression. Meanwhile, and other than that, Daniel Vettori bowled well. But what was really perplexing was, as I said yesterday, that Sunil Narine was getting the ball to kick yesterday, but one would have expected Daniel Vettori, such an experience. He bowled well, but he couldn't really make any inroads into the West Indies batting. So really credit to the batting of Chris Gayle and Kieran Powell, who absolutely put up a beautiful partnership. Now the partnership is at 185 runs, so they're really giving a real hard time to New Zealand there, and New Zealand are hunting for their breakthrough, I would say, here on the 3rd day. And Neil Wagner had figures 14 overs, 4 maidens, none for 53. Vettori 19 overs, 6 maidens, none for 34. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, I seem to have a bit of a sore throat, so I don't be able to really get into it. Let me see whether I can give you some live update. In the meanwhile, Wagner comes to Gayle, and Gayle this time has hit over mid-on for a boundary. Oh, that's good going by Chris Gayle. 115 not out of 14 deliveries, 3 sixes. Kieran Powell, as I said, giving him tremendous support there. Not out on 72 right now, Kieran Powell, with 12 boundaries to his name. In fact, Powell also crashed a boundary which was hit through the offside. So, well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, just giving you the update here between West Indies and New Zealand here at Knox on Antigua in the first Test match. They are 190 for no loss. Unfortunately, I'll have to leave, but I'll be there tomorrow with a full match report on the 3rd day's play here between West Indies and New Zealand definitely have to get a quick breakthrough. This partnership is going to be another 10 runs short of the 200 mark. What a partnership this has been. Really building up a real foundation for a big score here, West Indies. And also I'll be there with the full match report on the third one-day international tomorrow between India and Sri Lanka at the Premadasa Stadium here in Colombo. That's it from me, your host Ram, for the cricket show for today. See you all tomorrow. This is Ram returning you back to the studios. Thank you.